Today's podcast really lights me up because we are exploring something that is so connected to the topic of happiness. The space we live in, our home, is more than just our furniture and our stuff. It's a reflection of your story, your energy, and your state. And I am so excited to be here with Monica. She is an extraordinary interior designer whose work has transformed so many homes. Monica, thank you for being here with me today. Before we dive in, I'd love to know everything about you, how your journey started to to becoming an interior designer, because that's kind of has its own story. Share with our listeners, who is Monica?
First of all, thank you, Nick. Thank you for having me. I mean, it's amazing, as I told you, uh, that the fact that you invited me here. I feel so honored to be here. I feel it's amazing. Just the main theme of your podcast being happiness. That's all what we need. You know, a little bit of love, sprinkle happiness, and that's it, right? That's what life is about. So thank
That's
you,
what
thank you so
life
much
is
for
about.
having.
And you are sprinkling your own sauce onto this sprinkle happiness. This magic hand, you can sprinkle happiness to anybody's home. And that's what we are here for, to
Yes,
learn
yeah.
more from you.
Yes, and I totally agree. That's exactly what I feel like is kind of like my mission and purpose in life, you know, like elevate people's life through their spaces, you know, how they live in the spaces they are. And how I got to interior design, it was a lot of, you know, kind of like, as Tony says, right? Like there's no straight line. You have to go all around. And I feel that that's what it happens. I am originally from Colombia and I'm the daughter of two architects. So I grew up through construction, being seeing my mom and my dad building homes, even full neighborhoods at some point. And when it was my time to decide what I wanted to be, I wanted to be a designer. And I mean, in Colombia, and at that time, the you had to be an architect, a doctor, a lawyer, or an engineer. So my parents were, and I always said they talk based on what they knew with their knowledge at the time, right? Like, no, you're gonna start to that. You have to be one of these professions. And I now that I think back, I should have been an architect, but I think that the rebel in me, I was 15 when I graduated from high school. I was 15. I was like, yeah, no, that's it. I'll be an engineer then, industrial engineer as my background. And I was like kind of like the good girl. I had to finish my degree, even though that's not what I wanted. I struggled through it, but I am an engineer and work as an engineer in a pharmaceutical companies in medical devices, completely different. And I knew that it was something was missing. You know, I still had that calling for interior design, for like that elevating spaces, changing life by giving somebody a place where they would thrive, just because you feel at ease, you feel like you belong where you are. You know, many years passed. Met my husband here in Houston, and we started a logistics business. So we have a couple companies together, and when the companies were good enough, big enough that they didn't need me, he's like, okay. And I was designing our own homes, our offices. You know, like if we moved to an apartment, I was designing these. And I was telling him, like, you know, I love this. I wanted to take a sabbatical year before we met, and I was going to go to Italy to study design. So he knew all of this that I wanted. And, you know, when the companies were big enough and we were just moving to a bigger apartment, my furniture looked smaller. I didn't have time to organize it. And I was complaining. He's like, you know what? Just go do your thing, start your interior design business, go back to study. And that's what I did. So I went back, you know, started learning a lot about interior design, a little more technical. And at that time, super, you know, imposter syndrome. I don't have the experience. I don't know
Oh my
anything, you
gosh,
know, all of
we
those
all
things
have that. We
that we
all
all
have
have.
that. I have it almost every single day. I'm not good enough yet. And you always feel like you have to keep learning and keep learning. And so thank you for the reminder. that we are all enough.
Oh, we do. And it is kind of like a daily practice to remind us that we are way more than what we um, give ourselves credit for, right? So I actually started my company. I was 43 when I started my interior design business. And it was a kind of a leap of faith. But I was so scared to do it on my own that I started with a partner. So I invited one of my friends that she was not a designer either. She didn't have the experience either, but she was very artistic, very creative. So I thought this is perfect. We help each other, and it kind of like we could complete each other. Latin, she's European. We bring completely different styles to this. So it felt like perfect. And it was, we started doing projects. It was great to have a partner, and to the point that I wanted to grow it, and she had other interests, let's put it that way. I am so grateful that she helped me, like go through that, breaking that, oh my God, how am I going to do this on my own? I always had my husband as my partner in our other businesses. So we decided very like, okay, that's it. Everybody goes on their own way. I bought her out, then changed the name to Amariz Interiors. I think in 2023. So actually only the last 2 years, the company has been only mine. And as I was telling you well, there was that August, so a little more than a year ago, we're in Colombia visiting clients from our logistic business. A friend of mine, I always, every time that I go to Colombia, I want to see furniture, like all the showrooms and everything that, I mean, everywhere where I go, I want to see what is happening in design. And a friend recommended me these two showrooms. So I dragged my husband to one of them, and he's like, oh, this thing, why don't you go? This is your thing. I'm like, oh, come on, just go with me.
Just
We'll
drag
stop
him with
by.
you.
Yeah, let's just come just for a little bit. And this place is an appointment only showroom. So when you walk in, it's just like a gate. You don't see anything. He's like, Where are you taking me?" So I'm like, they told me it's gonna be like that. So we knock on the door, walk in, and this amazing showroom opens up. Everything is, handmade, artisan made. Everything had like a feeling to it, right? And he goes, wow. And then he starts touching stuff, like sitting in different chairs, sofas. And then we sit in one, and, like we're both like, oh my God, this is beautiful. And he's like, why are you not bringing this to Houston? And I'm like, what did you mean? Like, we are an interior design studio, but not a showroom. And he's like, Monica, this is you. This is what you talk about all the time, about how happy people feels when you walk in a space that speaks to you. And that's how he
Yeah.
felt, right? No,
The
my
mo-
husband is Russian, and,
yes,
and he is not into like the design, but everybody, either you think that you need to know about colors or you have no clue, a space speaks to you. You don't need to know. It's like the feeling will, it connects with you. So that's what happens to him. Like for me, of course, I was in heaven, but the fact that my husband, how he reacted to the space is like, this makes me happy. This is something that, it feels so at ease. It makes me inspired. That's what he said. It makes me feel inspired. Bring this to Houston. So we started the
was the
process.
moment your life
That was the moment.
changed.
And it
Maybe
changed.
some of the viewers can relate to
Yes.
this moment in time
Oh my God.
where
Yes.
your soul knows the way.
Yeah.
I think
Yes, that is true.
that was your moment where you found your
It
true
was.
purpose, and that's what you wanted to do. Keep
It
going. And
was. Yeah, it was. And you know what? Now that I think back, because I think that you start tying things into like that moment that it was, right? Because if the same, initially my mind was like, how, right? Like, and we go to the how, like the tyranny of the how, like, how am I do this? Where am I going to put this in Houston? I have never sold, I mean, I sell furniture to my clients in my projects, but I have never, like worked with like the other part, like the manufacturing, like what do we want here? Like what is the one that sell the most? All of those things. So I was like, like it was the same. Again, a leap of faith and kind of like seeing my husband's emotion to it. I'm like, okay, maybe I can do this. I don't know. I have no idea how. And I am very happy that the owner of the showroom was not there. She was traveling. They told me that she's traveling, but you can talk to one of her employees. This guy, he was, and I remember because I saw him now after we did the first container, we did an interview with him. And he got so excited that he's like, oh my God, yes. I mean, they have never done that, like having products in the US. And he's like, oh, no, they're starting with Panama, but this will be perfect. Yeah, I will put you in contact with her. And he was kind of like the connection, right? Next day, I go to see the other showroom. Same. It was they were kind of complementary, right? Different styles, but the same, like everything handmade, everything like so strong, so sturdy, so real. And my husband saying like, oh, this compliment, oh, we need to do this one as well. I started a conversation with them, and it happened to know that the two owners knew each other, have worked before together, have had products in each other's stores before. So it's just kind of like that, I don't know, serendipity, I would say, like everything, like when things align. And we started no clue. I didn't know where we were gonna put the furniture here. So we started looking for a house. Initially we started looking for it was, say a small minded, like, oh my God, I have to do little, this is gonna be such a big investment. Maybe we just need a small place, like renting something that we don't take that much risk, and we start looking for properties, and it was maybe what we thought is we can do a mix. We put in the first floor like this, the showroom, and then on the second floor we can rent it, like kind of like minimizing the risk. And like we went and saw a bunch of spaces, and then I came and saw this house. This 100-year-old, like it's a 1925 house, and it's in
Yes.
the.
I want to see it. Please send me a
It's
picture
beautiful.
so I
Yeah,
can share it
for
with
sure,
our
for sure.
viewers.
I'll send you some pictures of the
Cool.
house.
Yes.
I feel the same. The house was also a click. I walked into the house and I fell in love with the house, even though it was not like how it looks today. We had to do a lot of work in the house, but it had like that feeling, that vibe, the bones, like the same. You walk into a place and it's like, oh my God, this place has story. Like there's
Has a
that
story. It
story
has an
behind.
energy, and I cannot
Yes,
keep my eyes off
for
your wall in the
sure.
background.
Yes,
Who did
yes,
that? And
yes, yes.
whose work is
Yeah.
that? Hand painted? What is that?
This is
It's gorgeous.
wallpaper. This is a wallpaper. I mean, I can show you guys. It goes. This is the studio. So this is
It's
my studio.
gorgeous. Can you imagine having that in your house, guys? In your powder room, in your
Yes.
closet? It's gorgeous. I love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you. Thank you. So the first thing that we did was that, like, organizing all the house. Like we had to do even foundation work, like, fix the whole thing in the house. And it's funny. I was gonna say that I was in flat finance, and we were going through if we were going to close this or not. And if you went to Plat Finance, you guys know that there's one speaker that says everything is good, and the other one says, don't do any investments. This is terrible. These are going to hell. And we were about to sign on these signs and on this house, and I was having panic attacks. I'm like, oh my God, maybe we should go back and rent. Why are we buying this house? It's a big investment. And, it was the same. Like, we're going to follow our heart, like kind of like connect to, God is it's gonna send us away. And we bought the house in, I think it was in April. We closed between April, May, and then started working with these two brands to have the first container of products, which arrived like a month ago, I think, after because everything is manufactured
Only,
to
it's
order.
only all happened this year.
Everything this year is crazy. It is crazy. So we're opening, hopefully, I think, well, we are open for private events. Anyway, we're an appointment only. So we're receiving our clients already. Their reaction, as I said, every time that somebody walks here have been amazing. And when we got the house and I realized how lucky it is that we got this house, and our main business, the logistics business, is the one that is kind of like our, big business. I feel like I'm very lucky that I get to do this. I get to do interior design without being worried that I live from interior design. No, this is my passion. I do it because I love it. Thank God. So I don't have this pressure that I have to make every single penny from this. So when I got the house and I realized how different it is from our first business to this one, that I have allocation, that I have a full house, that I have my first container here, I was okay. I want this house to be like a place to build community and to kind of pay it forward. So the house is open to nonprofits, to organizations that I need a place to do events, to do fundraising. You know, like aspiring brands that need a place to do a pop up, or to other designers that need to bring their clients here. So it's really, really, I wanted to give the house back. I work without having a studio, like working from my house for I don't know 6-7 years. So I know what it is. So I am really, really excited that I can offer the house
That
to
is
be kind of like
beautiful,
my
Monica. You're
yeah. I
offering
really
a
excited.
studio to
Yes,
nonprofits to host an
yes,
event. Anybody
yes.
in Houston, Plot Brothers, sisters, if
Anybody?
that
Yes,
wants to host an event, check out the back. I'd love to host an event there one day. That's
yeah. And we hosted already 3 events. Two of them were Institute of Hispanic Culture of Houston, and one was a donor salon. What we do is that I'm part of the board, and we raise funds for scholarships for young kids that they don't have the means to go to university when they graduate from high school. So I'm proud of being part of the board for the last 3 years. So I offered them, like, told them, this is the second home of the institute. Whenever you guys want to do an event here, two already. And we hosted like a pop-up shop for a designer, a Mexican brand. And that's what I want. Like, the house is for design, like design with soul. Everything here is handmade. Everything is artisan made, like kind of like things that are learned by generations of artisans. So I started with Colombia. I want to add eventually other Latin brands, things that are kind of like go with the theme that we want, that is designed with soul, designed with, I can pinpoint of the artisan that this stable. And if at the same time I can create that community and open use the showroom, any nonprofit that needs to invite people here, have a nice place to meet, like all that, like can tell them the story about the house, the story behind
I
the furniture.
love the story behind it. I
Yeah.
love what you do, Monica,
No,
because
thank you so
that's
much.
what you do. You are sprinkling happiness. I do it with my teaching, and you do it with design and art. And
Yeah.
and do you agree with me that your environment is a mirror of your inner world?
It is. People think it is that is a luxury. That's what people think normally, that interior design and having an interior designer is a luxury. First of all, I think it's one of those luxuries that is kind of like that it's a luxury that you allowed yourself to live in a space that will make you be and feel better. I can tell you there's even studies of how the impact that it has, that you work in a space that you feel that you're inspired, that you're at ease, that it works with your personality, that that you want to be in that space. Because what happens many times is that, oh, I don't care. I just get to go to my house to crash, but you don't want to be in your house, because when you get to your house, it's a mess, right?
Yes, oh
So
my gosh, yes, and if I have
exactly,
my house is messy, my kitchen, my desk, I don't even wanna sit there. I don't wanna eat
exactly,
there, I don't wanna work on my desk, and that goes
yes,
for I think for most of us, if there's
yes,
a lot of clutter, that means there's a lot of
it
clutter in
does,
there, and you just cannot
exactly,
feel calm, you can't concentrate, that's me. But if I have a nice candle lit, if my home smells good and it's organized,
yes.
I'm a complete different person.
It makes such a difference. And it's like we are, like we use all our senses, right? And it's the same in design. The fact that you have sound and smell and touch, and then, like all these things that surround you, it really, really elevates your experience of life. Like you said, it's so true. If you feel that your house is a mess, it's like, I relate it to me. Oh my God, this room is a mess. It's like my life is a mess, right? Like, I have to organize it. And then you feel, okay, that's it. There's a little part of I walk into here. I know that this part of my life is organized, like this one it's okay. It makes me feel happy. I walk in here and it makes me feel happy. So for sure, there is a total correlation between how is the space that you live in and how do you live. Like, how do you live with yourself? Like, how organized you're inside, right? Like, how organized are your thoughts? It reflects on how organized is your space outside. So I think a good step to begin. And like I tell people, there's people that, oh yeah, my whole house is a mess. I don't have the budget to do my whole house now, but I want to start with one room. Start with one room. Like the fact that you start seeing, okay, the space that I am most of the time is my master bedroom. Okay, make your master bedroom a safe space for you. That way, you come from your day, you walk into your room, and they say you can relax. You're at ease. You feel like, okay, I'm in my space. I can be me here, and it makes such an impact, such a difference for sure. You know. So I love doing that. I always tell, like, what is the best part of, or like the most amazing part of the interior design work is the reaction of your client when you do the reveal.
Yes, the before
I
and after.
live for that moment. I live for that moment because people many times think like, yeah, whatever, I don't believe that this is going to be that amazing.
Do you have
I
do you
record.
have it on camera? Do you have one of those
Yes,
moments in camera? And if they
I
don't know,
do.
maybe I can
I
put a little
do.
clip.
I do. I'll ask. I have two of them that I remember. One of them, a friend of mine, I'm sure she will be okay with it because I have it in my social media. And her reaction, she's a lawyer. And she says always like, I don't have an eye for these. I don't know, whatever. But yeah, but I want to fix it. There was things in there that she's like, but I don't want you to change this. I don't want you to change that. I'm like, okay, I'll work around because I really believe on working uh, based on what the client wants. In both, there's clients that don't have clues, so we always try to guide them. But I really believe that you want your clients' input because they're the ones that are gonna live there. It's different when we do commercial, but the one that is residential, they're gonna live there. So I want them to have a space that feels like them. No, a space that is beautifully designed by Amariz Interiors. No, it's a space that they walk in and they feel this is me. This is a reflection of my personality. So we did it, and of course, we have questions for them. We ask them like so we can get as much insights from them. And when she walks in and she's like, "My God, this is better than I ever expected." Like she felt like she didn't believe it. She's like, "I mean, I didn't expect this good." I was like, "Seriously?"
That is such a wonderful compliment. And I find it so true when you said, when people hear interior designer, and I was one of them, you think like that's a luxury. Oh, it's going to cost hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
And you had shared with me the other day that one of your
Yes.
clients had a budget of $2,000 only, and you completely
Yeah.
transformed their environment.
Yes. So we have like different levels, right? So when somebody says like, I only have a $2,000 budget, of course, there's no much that we can do, like going there and doing a whole change of their space and all of that, because they're going to spend pretty much their time on our fees. So what we do in those cases is that we have something like e-design that we work with them virtually. And this lady, she had a very limited budget. She was so sweet, and and she wanted her clients that she does the same like virtual therapy with her clients, and she wanted to have some like warm environment that they could see when she had the therapy with them, and it was in her office, in her home office. So what we did with her is that we did everything virtual with her, so we were able to use her limited budget to tell her, like guide her on what things to do. So she got to paint her wall, she got to change some of her furniture, reuse some of her furniture, but we help her organize some things so they will look less cluttered, more inviting. And she was so happy because now she had a home office that she could really help other people. So it's kind of like, keep passing it forward, right? So yeah,
Yes.
so it depends. It depends on the project. Of course, there's no, like, I agree. Like, I actually believe that my initial thought, it was like, and I still believe it. Everybody deserves to live in a beautiful space. Really feel like everybody deserves it. Not everybody thinks that they deserve it. And many people think like, I'm not going to spend this on money on this. I can, like whatever, I'll buy this thing and these three things and put them there. And they end up spending more money than
Oh
using
my
an interior
gosh.
designer.
Honestly,
Yeah,
how
because
many times did I buy things and they just didn't look good and I had to
yes,
return or
yes,
donate it? Like I
yes,
it just not easy. We need people
yes.
like Monica.
I know,
And
I know, I know.
and
Yeah.
it
So
really
it
affects
is.
how you feel.
Sorry.
It really affects how you feel.
Oh, yes, for sure, for sure. No, it does. And not only affects how you feel, but I don't know if it has happened to you. that when you feel that your house is not up to your standard, you don't want to invite people over, right? You don't want anybody to come and see it. Oh, this is a mess. So the moment that you feel like, oh, I want to invite people here, or I want, like it is like I want to open my house. I want to share it. Like this is how I feel with the studio now because I love it. I love that people can come and have that feeling of like that peaceful, that vibe thing that this house has. So that's what it does. It creates that we're all love to be in community, right? Even we say we don't like, everybody needs somebody. So the fact that you have a space that is inviting, it also opens you up to have your family over, have your friends over. So I really think that it makes a difference in every aspect of your life, for sure.
Absolutely. And it's more than about you. Your home, when you share it with others, you just sprinkle it forward. You just affect it how other people feel in your space,
Yes,
your family, your
yes,
kids.
yes.
And I do you have a channel on Pinterest? I sometimes I get like if I'm a good copycat. I don't know about you guys. I can copy it real good. But
Oh,
when
for
it comes to
sure.
creating my own ideas, I completely
Yes, I don't. Now you just gave me an idea because we have a lot of things that we could put in Pinterest. We actually have, yeah, no, we have social media for Amariz Interiors and Casa Amariz, and we have the website for both of them where you can see our projects, where you can see now. Actually, we just launched the website for Casa Amariz, the initial launch because we still have a lot of things to add, but where people can see the furniture that is coming, the one that we have already here and the one that is coming to Houston. And as I said, it is the reason why we have it as an appointment only showroom is because we wanted to make it an experience. We're not a store. We're not, like people to come and buy whatever is here. No, we actually, we want people to come, experience what it is, design with soul, experience what it is, furniture that is handmade one by one. And, like the way that we bring our furniture, it is from Colombia. So everything that people want gets manufactured by order, it's made by order, everything that we sell. So we want people to come, know the story behind the brand, know the two brands that we have right now, know the story behind Casa Marisa and Amariz Interiors. How for me this is a way to honor my roots, honor my parents that they were both architects. My dad died like 27 years ago. Uh, Kind of like honor my culture, like how we grew up with this. We in Colombia, we grew up with Rio. I remember my parents used to build things in the house, and my house had a rock. They built the house. It was like in the outskirts of the city, and there was a rock in the middle of the lot, and they kept it. So that rock, which is a ginormous rock, was part of our living room. So like all those things, kind of like being part of nature, it is embraced, right? So that's what I wanted with this. I wanted just to have that feeling back of our culture, what is important for us, and how it makes a difference when your furniture, that it was made by somebody, not it was fine, and there's a family that is being benefited by what you buy because there's an artisan in Colombia that is doing this thing.
Yes,
There are women that are
yes,
doing with their hands all of these things. So yeah, for sure.
absolutely. You're spot on. And I really respect that, paying it forward and bringing a piece of your culture here to the US. If I want to buy some of your furniture or look, where do I find your stuff, Monica? Where do I watch,
So
see, experience you?
yeah, yeah. So you can see it online right now. It's called Casaamariz. Yeah, in there you can see all the different furniture that we have in here. And to all the people that are in Houston or are coming to Houston, just through the website, also you can book an appointment with us. And I would love to welcome people to come see the furniture. And as I said, if any nonprofit need a space, if you guys want to, like us and host an event here in Casa Maris, we would love to do that. We're having our opening week sometime in January, end of January, something like that. Once we get everything, like all the certificates from the city of Houston, planning to do the official open, but we're open right now for private events, for private appointments, and very excited to really have a place that I can give back. I never had this like this, the joy of having something that I can give back. And I'm very excited that we have a place now that people can use, that it can benefit other people. So very,
It's
very, I
so
feel very
clear.
honored.
It's so clear to me, Monica, that this is your passion. You have found your
Thank
calling.
you.
I'm so happy for you. So, if there was just two, three tips you can give a complete beginner like me, where do I even begin? What tips would you give? Like, where do I
For
go?
your house, for doing things in your
Yes,
house.
yes. When people come to my house, they think they're
Yes.
at a hospital. Everything is white, nothing on the walls. I'm so neutral. I wear neutral. Everything is like white, white, white. It's so boring. That's what everybody has said. Why you begin?
I mean, it has to speak to you, right? So nobody can tell you exactly how to be your space, or if it feels boring to you, it's boring. If it feels amazing to you, it's not. So that's the first advice that I would give from the interior design point of view. Everything is allowed. It just has to feel good to you, right? So, like, if you come to your home and you feel at ease, that is the right set of colors to you. But if you're feeling like I need some pop of color, because you don't have to have this wall, like I am Latin, I'm
I
very
love it.
colorful. But then maybe what you need when you're working with one tone, that if you're way more monotone, I will tell you mix textures, right? So like that, the texture is what is going to give the depth on the design, and add pop of colors. So for example, add some pillows to your, like if the pillows are the one that have some colors, right? Or add bases that have, I have a vase here. Let's see, the vase has color,
Yes.
right?
It actually matches your wall.
Yes, yes. So the daisy, the tables are blue as well. So it adds some color. Um, and the other thing that I will tell you is add plants. Having plants inside of your house, it also adds some color because you have some green inside. It brings the nature inside of your house. It improves your concentration, improves how you breathe. Like it really, there's also a lot of studies about that. One thing that I love is adding candles and flowers. Let me show you this corner here.
Does the plants have to be real?
They don't have to. If they're real, is better. But they're so that just the fact that you have some plants in the house, some greenery in the house, even though it's not real, it will help. But there are some brands right now that there's one called Easy Plants. I don't have any affiliations with them. I'm just using them for a project because I have many clients that said, I cannot have plants because I kill all my plants. These plants, you water them once a week. And they have some irrigation system that you just put water on a side and the plant continues, being moist, right? And I think it's easyplants.com. They're not that expensive. You put those plants and they have even packages that they say you 3 or 4. And I think that is a very easy option for somebody that says, I cannot maintain plants. So try those try those. It's called Easy Plants. I'm using those for even for a commercial project. We're doing a tanning salon, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill my girls are gonna kill these plants." So so we're using some of those because even though the artificial ones will help, it doesn't have the same effect into your breathing and cleaning the air of the house. It will help still mentally because you feel like you have green in there, and it's also gonna help with the pops of green into your house. So it will help with that as well. Anyway, even wallpaper, even if you put a wallpaper with some nature thing, it mentally helps to feel that you're in the middle of nature. I recommend have a candle or incense or whatever works for you because like the smell of your place. Yeah. You walk into the space. We had a client yesterday who was meeting here and he's like, I need to know what are you doing for the smell. Like this, it smells so amazing here. And he's like, but I have a dog. And I'm like, okay. So he's like, I'm concerned that the dog is gonna eat the candle. So I was giving him some other choices that we use in terms like so the dogs don't mess with that. But I think the smell makes a huge difference as well. Really, because we are sensorial beings. Yeah, for sure. Yes. Yeah, yeah. And that's the other thing. Just organize. Even if you're not going to change anything in your house, if you cannot afford it right now, try to make it as organized as possible. Even if you, instead of having everything a mess, start to pile up, put things in the closet, like clean up the space so it feels more like you. And as you said, right, like it has to feel like you, right? It really needs to feel that it's your space. So
Absolutely. It's
I would
different.
say yes. And I would say, because it happens with people like my sister said that I should bring this table here. And my mom then she told me that I should put here. And then it stopped being your space. Really
Yeah, it
needs to
stops
feel
being
like
your
you.
space. You spot on at that. You absolutely spot on. By organizing everyone, I also mean getting rid of stuff. Get rid of
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
If you haven't used something for like a year, it's very likely that you're not gonna use it the next year either. Let's start the year 2026 clutter free.
Yes.
Make
That is so
Goodwill
true.
happy. Just get rid of it.
Yeah. There's so many
Actually,
people that can use things that we haven't used in so long, right? So for sure.
have you watched a Netflix show, The Minimalist? I think my life changed after that. Like I started
Really
throwing
not.
stuff away and getting rid of stuff just because of that. Like so grateful whoever made that. And
Oh, I have to check. No, I
The
haven't checked that one.
Minimalist was like
Nice.
I have boxes and big boxes and big boxes of my kids' school
Really?
papers from elementary school, recital costumes and clothes and baby. I have not thrown away anything. And
Yes.
as I started sifting through those, you know what? And I
Yeah.
asked the kids, "Well, you guys want to hold on to these?" They don't care.
They don't
It's
care.
us holding on to the younger
Yeah.
version of just holding up just stuff. And I did get rid of a lot of stuff, and it actually felt freeing. It freed up space for me, and it also freed up mental space for me because it was just annoying that it was holding, it's just keeping too much space.
Yeah, yeah, no, for sure. It's very easy. And it's funny because people think like, oh, it's just because my space is small. You get a bigger space, you have more mess. You get a bigger space, and then, it's like you never have enough storage, right? Because you
Yeah,
keep collecting more stuff. So it's a decision. I would say it's a decision. Like that's it. Like why do I need this? I'm getting rid of this. I'm getting rid of that. Yeah, for sure, for sure. That is something that and it's a good practice, like you said. New Year, start fresh. Get rid of anything that doesn't serve you, and that it could help so many other people that
yes, it can help so
they
many
can
other
use
people.
it.
It may be exactly what somebody else is looking for too.
Exactly, exactly.
I get
Yes,
it.
for sure,
Monica,
for
before I
sure.
let you go, everybody, Monica and I met at the Tulum relationship trip from Tony
Yes,
Robbins, and we had a very nice, intimate moment in our during our relationship trip where I felt so connected to her and her energy, and like I'm still processing all the teachings I brought back from Tony.
yeah,
And I
sure.
don't know about you, but it is was absolutely life-changing, and I've been studying psychology for the past 23 years, and nobody has taught me about relationship as much as I have learned in 1 week from Tony. It was mind-blowing.
It was. It was. This was my second relationship. My husband and I won 2 years ago. And I think this one was so profound because I feel, like what is that? Tony said repetition is the mother of success, right? Of skill. Yeah. Because you really need to hear it again and again and again. So your mind kind of like starts getting it, right? And there was so many things clicking this time. I think that out of my biggest insights from this event or things that I would take, it was first, like that experience that we share, I mean, I knew this, but it's kind of like clicking like how much your energy decides every single moment of your life, right? Like how much connecting with that inner energy that we have, it just kind of changes everything. I can tell you that from that moment on, I've been really, it's like things are, I don't know, it's like my brain is figuring out, oh, yes, this is why this is happening. Or even the ability to let go of so many things that before would drive me crazy. It has been very, very liberating. Tie it to the whole keeping your heart open. And I think it was Sage and Tony together were teaching about the seven truths to an open heart. And I can tell you that that has been I even presented to my employees. We do with our employees, we do like a 7 by 7, like kind of like the business mastery teaching of every week talking about a topic. It started like that, I would say like 9 years ago. If not, we started or 7 years ago. The 7 by 7 turned into a leadership meeting. And now the leadership meeting I hosted with them every week. And it's kind of like a mentoring meeting where we bring a topic that we teach to them just to expand their mind. And we've been teaching them like the seven truths to an open heart from a personal side and from a business side, like how keeping your heart open within your coworkers and your clients. And it has been so amazing, like the fact that any moment, and I was telling my husband this day, like to keep your heart open, the only way to not keep it open is deciding. Like no matter what happens, I'm gonna stay open. So you have to remind yourself. So I can tell you that from that event to now, I keep all the time like something happens and I feel the energy. Like I feel like you feel the energy shifting immediately, and it's like and I feel that my heart is gonna close, and I start telling myself, stay open, and like breathe, stay open, calm down with everything with the kids and with my husband, with things at work. And it really has made a difference. I feel like more relaxed, feel like a little more, I mean, nothing has changed. It has been just a decision, internal decision.
It changes you from the inside out. It changes how you look at things. My professor always says, when you change the way you look at things, the things that you look at will change.
Yes,
Your
of course.
expectations of your partner changes because the things that you judge your partner or expect, it's actually
Mm.
you. You gotta change for the other person to
Yeah,
change. So
for sure.
I learned a lot, as much actually about me than about how to, navigate it. How
Yes,
I learned a lot about me. I'm
sure.
a very anxious person, and it's kind of annoying. And
Yes.
it was to learn anxious or avoidant personalities. There is a pathway to secure attachments. Yay, let's practice that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. I think the whole, like you said, drop the expectations, drop the blame, drop the demonization, realizing that we do that on automatic, like we don't even realize that we're doing those things. So being more aware of our thoughts, of what things are triggering us, um, really, I mean, as you said, it changes from inside. Nothing changes outside. It's just you changing from inside out. It's been great. That's what I love Tony's world, right? It really puts in perspective so many things. It is kind of like the whole kind of, constant and never ending improvement on yourself. Thank you so much. No, Casa Maris is open for everybody that wants to come. As I said, and I'll send you, like the details through casamaris.com. You can book an event here with us or inquire about the furniture. And if you need interior design services through amarizinteriors.com as well, you can contact us. We very happy to serve, especially to serve our community. I would love that. As you said, it's amazing. This Black community really is a family, right? It is a family. So very grateful to be part of this. I'm very grateful to you, Nev. This is amazing. I mean, you're such an amazing energy, kind of like this amazing spirit. I love it. I love it. You have this aura, this amazing thing about you. So I really love it. So I'm glad that we got to meet, glad that we got to connect. And it's an honor that my first podcast is with you. So very, very
Yes,
happy
I'm
to be
so
here.
happy you said yes. You're here because yes. So when I met you, I knew, oh, I want to learn more about your work, and I really connected to your energy. And I love you. We always sat really close to each other, and
Yeah.
I loved your energy. You between your spouse, you have this really special chemistry, and I really wish you guys all the happiness, all the
Thank
best.
you.
And I really look
Thank you.
forward to connecting again soon, hopefully in Houston or maybe at another Tony event. I don't know where and when, but I know this is not going to be the last one I see you, Monica. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to another episode of Sprinkle Happiness. And I see you guys very soon.